Hello, hello. This is going to be a short little mini reading because I do have to get to work, but I fell asleep last night, I slept, and then I woke up a little bit earlier than normal. So I laid back down to fall back asleep, and I had one of those like little mini dreams where you're not like, it wasn't a full dream, but it was just like a segment. And I believe I was in a room with Nicola, and she kept saying, ask him how he feels, ask him how he feels, ask him how he feels. And I'm like, okay. And then there was somebody, and I couldn't see the other person, and I was asking them, and they weren't saying anything. And I was like, they're not answering me. And she was like, ask them. And I was like, okay. And I asked, and then the person wasn't saying anything. I'm assuming this was her partner that was there that I couldn't see. So we're gonna ask him how he feels now that Nicola has been laid to rest. I'm gonna pull 4 cards for how he felt the day of the funeral, 4 cards for how he has felt since the funeral, and 4 cards how he feels now about the investigation that occurred. Okay, so 4 cards. How did he feel at the funeral? Nicola's partner, Paul, how did he feel at the funeral? Knight of Wands reversed, impatient. I'm frustrated. The Star reversed. So the Star upright would be like public. So this is like, I can't wait to shrink into a little ball after everyone's not watching me. Like, I feel all the eyes on me, and it's making me very angry. Angry. Not sad. Not emotional. Well, I mean, I guess anger is an emotion, but not like emotional. I want everyone to stop watching me. I want to get out of the public eye. I want to get into a space that's no one can see me because I am angry. Page of Cups reversed. So the children, he was focusing on the children. 9 of Wands reversed, very overwhelmed. Nine of Wands reversed is also like being very defensive, like, and with these cards, it's seeming like an energy defense. Like, he was very hyper vigilant of, how is everyone looking at me? Are they looking at me funny? Are they looking at me a little bit too long? Like, overthinking everything that was physically showing. Like, okay, what is my face looking like right now? What are my eyes doing? What's my body language? Like, overthinking about that kind of stuff. Now 4 cards for how he feels since the funeral. Queen of Swords reversed, 7 of Swords. So the Queen of Swords reversed would be the element of manipulation. And then the 7 of Swords is coming up with some kind of strategy. So since the funeral, there has been a manipulative strategy developed to keep him out of the public eye because he's angry and does not want people to pick up on anger. And he's also very defensive. Oh, but he's blaming it on the children. Like, oh, I'm defensive because of the children, or I just don't want the children to hear certain things about their mom, or something like that. Like, it's like, you know, there's like victim blaming. This is like a false victim protecting via the children. Like, oh, I'm not defensive. I'm just being defensive because on the children's behalf. But really, it's because you don't want people to see your anger about something. My opinion. All of this is my opinion. 7 of Swords coming out there with Queen of Swords and Queen of Wands. Her one friend hasn't talked since the funeral, right? The friend that had all the makeup and was very chatty before. The strategy is for her to shut up. People are, oh, public eye. People are analyzing her too much and getting too close to something, to figuring stuff. People are, okay. People that are and were analyzing what the friend was saying were getting too close to figuring something out. So there's a strategy to keep her out of the public eye, get her to be quiet, even though she's normally a social butterfly. So we have, Nicola's partner, Paul, being angry and defensive during the funeral, but trying to hide it and being very, get me out of here, get me out of where everyone can see me so I can just let my face relax and not have to put up this fake mask of upsetness when it's really anger and frustration. Then, since the funeral, it has been, okay, friend that has been talking, you need to be quiet because everyone's looking into what you're saying too much, and it's starting to poke holes in a story. Eight of Wands reversed. Upright communication in reverse. Please shut up. And it's right next to the Queen of Swords. So we had, or the Queen of Wands. We had Queen of Swords in reverse, which is the friend not supposed to be talking. It's also the manipulative strategy that's been developed since the funeral. This social butterfly that normally talks is not supposed to anymore. Why? Because there's something that was being uncovered through dissecting her body language and words that they did not want out in the public. But it's just to protect the children. It's not because there's anything sneaky going on here, right? Nothing to see here. Okay, I'm going to do 4 cards for how Paul feels about the investigation and 4 cards for how her friend feels about the investigation. Let's do Paul first. Or should I do the friend first? Paul first. Page of Pentacles reversed, about a missed chance or a missed opportunity. The Hermit reversed, pulling back, wanting to isolate. The Ace of Swords reversed, stress and confusion. And the Knight of Pentacles reversed is a risky investment or some kind of gamble. So how does he feel about the investigation? Allegedly, my opinion, how he feels about the investigation is that there was some kind of missed opportunity. And it has something to do with some kind of, oh, well, I hope this works, or I hope this pans out. And the Swords in reverse is like not efficient communication. So and the Hermit reverse. Oh. He, the family home, Ace of Hearts, Five of Hearts. The family home and a woman that is involved. How he feels about the investigation. Paul feels about the investigation that they were purposely keeping things from him, and he's not sure why. He feels as though there was some strategic communication from the investigators to him where he wasn't really given all of the information or something like that. And he's not sure if it's part of like protocol or if they're looking into him and just not telling him. In his mind, he's still going back and forth between the two, although it kind of is moving past it. So I think he's starting to realize, okay, they're not looking into me, but how he feels about the investigation is he feels as though it's like 50-50 if maybe they were looking into him and just couldn't find anything, or he's just not sure. You know how like the diver was not given all the information? It's like that. It's like Paul gave them a lot of information, but they didn't give him a lot of information back. And he wasn't sure if it was because they were looking into him and not telling him. But what is sticking out to me here is the Knight of Pentacles reversed, because what kind of gamble? The gamble has something to do with them solely focusing on the river, and then him telling them to search the land, and then her being in the river. So let's see what comes up for the friend. This is the friend that did all the interviews. King of Cups reversed. How does she feel about the investigation? She feels as though they were unfair to Paul, or that they... Death. Two of Cups reversed. So Paul feels like they were not telling him everything. They were strategically holding certain things back or something like that. And he thinks it was because they were on to him, or potentially on to him, about some kind of risky move that he took. Then we have the friend feeling like they were keeping stuff from Paul or manipulating him in some way. Okay, people might not like this, but what I'm picking up on is that there is a strategy in place for Paul and the friend to no longer be close or talk as much as they were. But like, it's a front. It's like, oh, we can't talk right now because people will look into it. We can't be seen together. We can't, like, we have to make it seem like we're not as close as we are because of what happened, at least temporarily, until things pass. But if your partner and your best friend just passed away and you have that in common with one another, and that if that is what joins two people together, is that your one person's partner is the other person's best friend, and that's what joins them together, why would there be a strategy for them to stop talking? now, temporarily. It's like to the friend, like, okay, you need to be quiet now for no more talking. Shh. And we can't be seen together or talking together for a time until this all passes. But why? See what the last card is. And what's weird too is death is like a big, massive change. So you two now not talking is a big change. So you were big talking before, but now you're not. And it's part of a strategy for why, though. Seven of Pentacles. Thinking ahead. Thinking long term. We have to take a break from talking for a time being. Looking ahead. Going to use my love triangle deck here. I want to pull 2 cards for Paul, 2 cards for the friend, and 2 cards for what Nicola would say about their connection. So let's start with Paul. Three came out. Plot twist in reverse. Romantic dinner with glass of wine. Manipulation. Pulling the strings. For the friend, memories, text message in reverse, and star-crossed lovers in reverse. In one of my earlier readings on Nicola, I said I believed that she found a text message or something like that, like a text message, an email, because we got another card that was, it was a different deck, but it was similar to this, where someone was looking on a cell phone on the card. And now we got that for the friend. So did Nicola find a message between the friend and her partner? He tried to manipulate her. It didn't work. Plot twist. Maybe it was about a romantic dinner that they had that she didn't know about. The friend, we have memories with this friend. This would be confirmation. Yes, I'm talking about my friend because look, we have memories together. Text message in reverse. Star-crossed lovers in reverse. What did Nicola find on one of their phones? Now, 2 from Nicola about their connection. About the connection between Paul and her friend. Reconcile in reverse, which in, I think, the first reading that I did, I got a reconcile card. Like, and I said that this is something that had happened before, stopped, and is happening again. Either with the same person or with a different person. But now we have this card. Decision. That gives me the energy of Nicola finding something on a phone and them having a very stressful conversation about it. And her making a decision to not put up with it anymore. One more. Any card from Nicola. Oh. Home in reverse. decision, home in reverse. I'm leaving home. I'm ending this. I'm not putting up with this anymore. Talk to you soon.